Hi, everyone, and welcome to your commentary for lesson number 34. I could see peace instead of this. And this lesson, very simply, is telling us that if we are looking on a person, place, or situation, or even a feeling or a thought, and our peace is disturbed, it's telling us right then, it's saying ding, 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 ding. You're going into judgment and you're starting to look at this person, place, thing, situation, feeling, or thought. You're starting to look at it without God, without love. You're starting to go into fear. And that's why we could say, you know what? Instead of going into fear, instead of going right there, I could reset and I could see peace instead of this. Because where does God, where do we see God? Well, God is in everything that we see. Why is God in everything that we see? Because God is in our mind. The natural state of God is love and peace. You are a part of God, so that means your natural state is love and peace. And that's why it says here at the very beginning, the idea for today begins to describe the condition that prevails in the other way of seeing. Peace of mind is clearly an internal matter. It must begin with your own thoughts and then extend outwards. It is from your peace of mind that a peaceful perception of the world arises. Remember, the world is simply a mirror, and our eyes do not see. They report back what we believe. So if we are in that belief that the world is, full of terror and terrible things, then that's what we're going to see on the screen. But if we're willing to say, you know what, instead of simply seeing through the eyes of fear, I want to see through the eyes of love. I want to see the joy, the happiness, and the peace. And that comes from my mind. Now, I want to tell you an awesome tool that I learned from Marianne Williamson. And, you may be saying, okay, well, I want to see peace in the world, but, there's crime and poverty and this and that. Well, remember, where is crime, poverty, death, and this and that all coming from? It's coming from your mind. You are projecting it onto the screen. So, how can we begin to really undo that? And the best way that I have found that really works for me, and of course, I can only speak from my personal perception, but what works for me is positive denial. And that's simply saying, let's say there was a plane crash and people died. Okay. It's not about saying, la, 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 la. No, they didn't die. Everything's fine. This is all just, an illusion, rainbows, sunshine, lollipops. No. Positive denial is to say, yes, I see that there was a plane crash and I see that people died. So then what do? We begin to, and it's a very old term, but we begin to rebuke it. We deny its reality by simply saying, God did not create plane crashes. Therefore, God did not create this disaster. God did not create disasters. Therefore, it is not real. What I'm seeing right now is my belief in disasters, and I ask that the part of my mind that still believes in disasters now be healed. God did not create death, therefore it is not real. I am only looking at my belief in death. I am looking at my belief that we are all bodies, and I ask that the part of my mind that still believes that I am a body now be healed, and I ask that the part of my mind that still believes in death now be healed. And we're asking for that. We're asking for that healing. We're asking for that healed perception. And that's what this lesson is really helping us to do. I could see peace instead of this. I could see joy and happiness instead of what I'm currently looking at. I could see that if I would be willing to see through the eyes of love, if I'd be willing to see this situation with God. And that's all that this lesson is really asking us to do. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.